Today on the Pro-Life Podcast, Texas just passed the most pro-life bill in the nation. We need to talk about this. Let's get started. Happy Thursday, Pro-Life family. Welcome to the table. We have some things to celebrate. Grab your coffee, because that's what we drink to celebrate on this show.
Apparently.
I do. Anyway, I drink coffee for any darn excuse I can find.
That's true.
Okay. Celebrate, commiserate.
Yeah.
It's
just
there for you through all.
Stay awake, all the things. Okay, friends, let's introduce ourselves and jump into our content.
Kim Schwartz, Director of Media and Communication.
Michaela Vaughn, Education Director.
Brent Klingerman, IT guy, and your humble host. So, finally, we have talked about this bill for longer than just about any bill in a while, because normally you don't get two special sessions to get something done you started before the session. The Women and Child Protection Act has finally passed.
Hallelujah.
Yay!
Thank Jesus.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Ashley, Sammy, Dr. Seago, thank you guys for all your hard work on this. John's negotiations and immense amounts of time to finally get everybody to agree that this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Everybody in the pro-life world to agree. The other side is losing it again.
They are.
The hate calls have started again, and we'll see how bad that gets. We'll keep you updated on that fun.
Right.
I've been there, done that 4 years ago.
But thank God. Thank God. We've been talking about the Women and Child Protection Act for 9 months, and the need to crack down on abortion pills. They're being mailed to Texas, even though abortion is illegal here. And so, we had to get creative and figure out how to stop that, especially because these are mostly out-of-state actors. And so it's difficult to actually enforce those penalties in states like New York and California,
right,
that do not want to cooperate with our pro-life laws, surprisingly.
They do not.
Yeah. So now we actually have the momentum has come on our side. We passed the bill. It has not been signed by Governor Abbott yet, but it was passed by the House and the Senate last week, and now it'll take effect December 3rd. And so the things we have to watch out for now. So the abortion industry, they've shown they're very creative, very scrappy. They do not give up.
They like killing children.
They really do.
Sorry, YouTube. Unaliving
Right.
children?
Thank you, algorithm. Yeah. So they're scrappy. They don't give up. And we're going to have to see. I think we can expect them to actually comply with the law, that for the most part, they will, at least the companies, the main groups, I think they will see the risk of having a $100,000 lawsuit for every pill they sell, even if it doesn't kill a child. Like if you just order the pill and they mail it to Texas, that would make them liable for a $100,000 lawsuit.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
The opposition was saying things like, this will enable bounty hunters. Who hasn't heard that one before?
I actually had not heard it.
Oh, really?
I did not hear it with heartbeats. So I will explain it for our audience members who may not have heard it about it before.
Please.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not the
Go
pro.
Go for it.
I'll do my best. But so what the civil enforcement that the Women and Child Protection Act has allows a civilian, like any of us sitting at this table, to, if we find that Aid Access or another abortion manufacturer sends pills into Texas, we can sue them for $100,000. And apparently, that's a bounty hunter, and we don't want to have a bounty hunter state. I like to think of it more so as we like to enforce our laws, and deterrence is a great way. Because first of all, I think the first response is we aren't even getting to the bounty hunter step, because with Heartbeat, we haven't seen a crazy increase in litigation.
Zero.
We don't have this weird bounty hunter society because there's deterrence. The abortionists stop after the Heartbeat bill. And so using the same logic and this precedence with the Women Child Protection Act, we'll have deterrence. The pills will just stop coming into our state. But even if lawsuits have to ensue, there can be just reasons to sue. And I think this is one of the cases.
Well, I think the part that we don't often think about as far as, these organizations are trying to operate as businesses, it's real hard to get business insurance when you are actively doing a thing that is illegal. Like, your insurance company is going to be like, you're doing what now?
Yes.
Or don't ship pills to that state.
Yes. We'll still
and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because the second that happens, it's gonna be in the news, and then your insurance company's gonna be mad, and then your landlord's gonna be upset, and so there's this trickle effect there of like, hey, don't do illegal things.
Yeah. So anybody who purchases the pills, or if you found out like somebody else had purchased the pills, even if you weren't directly involved, you can sue the company or the activist who brought the pills in. So the idea is to create a deterrent. The idea with the bounty hunters, right? People are trying to make this like doomsday narrative. This will make Texas the Wild West. Neighbor's going to be against neighbor, selling these pills, like suing everybody. The responsibility, if we don't want that situation, how about if the abortion industry doesn't sell any abortions here? I don't think we'll have that problem. So,
didn't we hear a whole lot of this?
We did
4 years ago when the Heartbeat Act got passed.
We did. That's what they said. I think 4 years have proved them wrong, so that's a big plus. They said that women are going to die from illegal abortions. They said that there's going to be neighbor against neighbor lawsuits coming out the wazoo. There have been
so many frivolous lawsuits.
0 lawsuits have been. There was 1 lawsuit filed, but it got dismissed. So 0 lawsuits have actually happened under the Heartbeat Act. So all of their doomsday predictions did not happen.
And I think the neighbor against neighbor claim, like if you were to take the logical end of that argument, I don't see those same people testifying against all litigation.
Yeah.
If there's just some reason they're against litigating the deaths of children. But we have other reasons that we are allowed to sue in our state.
Medicaid fraud.
Like as a Christian, I'm still allowed to sue if there's harm done against me, if I see another law being violated. So I think there's room to allow saving children into our court systems.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's decent.
Okay. So.
Oh, the other thing is to say that it does.
What else does it do?
It saves 19,000 children per year. So I really want to emphasize that number.
Yes.
And so that's a conservative estimate too. And these are numbers we've gathered from the abortion pill manufacturers because they like to tout their great statistic of how many abortions they're giving out for Texas. And the 19,000 is on the lower end. And so this bill will help save those 19,000 children that lost their lives due to abortion pills being shipped into our state. And that's something we need to celebrate. And so I'm really excited in this next year. So probably be signed near the end of the year. So really
take effect at the end of the year.
Take effect
in December.
Yes. Take effect in December. And so for 2026 to see what is Texas' birth rate, how much is it increasing?
Yeah.
And
after Heartbeat, we saw
10,000.
10,000?
A little less than 10,000.
Yeah.
Per year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it may not be all 19,000 lives saved.
Right.
And we'll talk about why in just a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's celebrate every single one of those lives.
Totally.
And thank you to you. We told you how many times to contact your legislators and to pray, and you did it.
Yeah. Thank God for that. Like, this really was, whenever I say thank God, I'm not just like throwing that out there. Like, this was an act of God. There were times and times again where the bill was about to die. Like, the end was near.
Yeah.
And we just had the grace of God being carrying the right, moving the hearts of the right people at the right time, and here we are.
Okay, this Unfortunately, it does not do much about companies shipping pills in from other countries.
Like, we can go as far as a state can go to stop that. But I think this is going to be a place that we're going to need more action on the federal government. So whenever we're thinking about next steps and what we can do to further protect preborn children, we need to put more and more pressure on the Trump administration to crack down on abortion pills in the mail, because, we can do as much as we can to stop this pills from being sold in China and India. But if it were as easy as like waving a magic wand to stop drugs in other countries, then we wouldn't really have a fentanyl problem or these other issues. So you can see it's not just our own sphere of influence here, our own area about abortion pills.
Yeah. And, recently there was some talk by RFK about this issue, and we're going to talk about that after this break. Do you have a cell phone? Do you have pro-life values? Do you like saving money? Well, Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they've partnered with Texas Right to Life. So if you'll go to patriotmobile.com/Texas Right to Life or call 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT, and use the checkout code TRTL, they'll give you a free month of service. So make the switch today, have your money support causes you believe in, and save and get a whole free month. Make the switch right now. What are you doing still watching this? Make the switch right now.
Want to support a cause you love and look great doing it? Visit the Texas Right to Life online store. You'll find t-shirts, hats, mugs, bags, everything you need to rep the pro-life movement wherever you go. Plus, you'll get free shipping on every order. Listeners like you, yes, you, can get 15% off when you use code PODCAST at checkout. Visit store.texasrighttolife.com today to shop with purpose and make a difference.
Welcome back, friends. Seth Gruber, our speaker, keynote speaker for the Life Gala this year, writer of the 1916 Project, The Lion, the Witch, and the War We're In. He's going to be an awesome speaker, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great night. Good community, because a lot of the pro-life who's who in Houston. Yeah, we all go there. All right. Enough about that. All right, we were talking RFK recently. There was the big hearing where he just kind of was tearing up everybody. And their question was asked about the abortion pills.
The issue of reviewing the safety issues of mifepristone. Your comments early on were every drug needs to be treated the same, needs to look at the same and not have political biases and how things are actually examined. There were a lot of changes on the allocation of mifepristone for elective abortions under the Biden administration. It's now open to anyone without a prescription on it. You don't have to go through a doctor on it. There's all kinds of issues that are happening now on it. So the question was, you said that there would be a review on that just to be able to look at it, make sure we're following all safety protocols. Do you know a timing on that review?
I can't give you the exact timing. I talked to Marty McCary about it yesterday, and he said it is progressing apace. We're getting data in all the time, new data that we're reviewing. And we know that during the Biden administration, they actually twisted the data to bury one of the safety signals with a very high safety signal, around 11%. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. We're producing honest science and gold standard science on that. And I'll keep you abreast of where we are.
He didn't directly say anything too aggressive about it. But he did say, yeah, we're getting a lot of new information in all the time, and it does have some considerable risks. We already know these risks are about 1 in 10 women who use these pills end up in the hospital.
But that's not the FDA study.
That's not the FDA
Right.
study.
So their study is 40 years old.
The FDA study is 4 years old, and the FDA study was strongly influenced by the Clinton administration.
No big deal.
And while RFK may not have been as aggressive as any of us would have been in that hearing, I do think it's refreshing that he's admitting that he's going to look into it, because I think for so long, like with the last administration and anyone who's pro-abortion really have the stance of the abortion pills are infallible. There's no issues with them. They're perfect. Their health care, using that euphemism. So when we're able to look at the science and what the data actually shows us with fresh eyes, not having a bias toward or against the abortion pills, I think it stacks up to be on our side, that they're more dangerous than what the FDA has previously let on.
Right. And more importantly, they kill preborn children. I think that note gets lost a lot in our discussion about abortion pills because it is so obvious that they're so dangerous. That's the point that the other side likes to lead with, of like, they're so safe and effective. They're safer than Tylenol, they say. But in reality, like, we don't even have to play on that turf, although we do have the upper hand on that turf. The reality is that the abortion pills kill preborn children. And in order for the FDA to actually have allowed these drugs to be used to kill preborn children, they would have to say that, like, pregnancy is a disease that needs to be treated. And so that's why we need a medication to end the pregnancy. And that's not true. Pregnancy is a natural occurrence.
It's literally how we all got here.
It's a vital occurrence. If no one was pregnant, we would see the ramifications of that pretty quickly.
For Tylenol to be successful, your headache is gone.
Yes.
For an abortion pill to be successful, a baby dies.
Yep.
That's the difference.
So,
Big difference.
I guess we just have very different definitions of safe.
Yep. And RFK, in the hearing last week, was asked about the abortion pill because he's been asked before since taking over the FDA earlier this year. He said that they would look into the safety of abortion pills. This comes in light of the last several years when the Biden administration loosened restrictions on the abortion pill, allowing them to be mailed and taken at home instead of in a clinic. And then under the Obama administration, too, the FDA allowed the abortion pill to be extended from 7 weeks max to 10 weeks max. And that increases, the number of children who are killed because now you've increased it by 3 weeks. And the danger to the pregnant woman as well.
Yes, it's going to increase the number of women who die from this, too. It's not like the number is 0.
Right. Now, the question is, are they going to do something about it? RFK said, we're going to look into it, and that's great. That's, I guess, the first step.
That's more than the previous administration was going to do.
Exactly. And we've had this conversation that this is refreshing just to hear that they're looking into it, because the mantra for the last 4 years was abortion is great, it is safe, everyone should be having an abortion, and we're going to make sure that you can get these pills on your doorstep no matter where you are. That was the agenda of the last administration. So I'm glad that we're hearing a different tune, but I also want to see them marching to that tune and not just saying it.
Well, I do want to take a minute to acknowledge that this is a good step in the right direction.
Yes.
Because RFK, the candidate, was all over the place.
True.
Depending on who was asking the question.
It's true.
So, I mean, we did that episode about that where he talked about Mr. Kennedy. And it was really hard to gauge where he stood because he'd been
changed his
all
mind.
over the place. He changed his mind back. He changed his mind again. So the fact that he's like, yeah, we're going to look into this,
Yeah.
I'm going to take that as good progress.
Definitely. I'll even add that the Trump administration doesn't have to wait on RFK to do something to make positive steps forward. So the Trump administration today could order the Justice Department to enforce the Comstock Act, an very old law that says you can't mail obscene materials, including abortion pills. That would be huge to say nationwide, we're not allowing abortion pills in the mail. And that would help us, like we said, with the international actors, China and India trying to mail pills. That would really help us crack down on that front too, if the federal government took action on this front. So that's one way that the Trump administration can take action to save lives. That's one way that we as Americans can work to save more preborn children, not just in Texas, but now we can turn our attention to the Trump administration and say, hey, let's do something here and save more preborn children. So that's one way is with the Justice Department. Another way is with the FDA. He could put more pressure on RFK and the FDA to roll back some of the restrictions or the unrestrictions, I guess, restate some of the restrictions that Obama and Biden had rolled back. Even better, they could rescind FDA approval of the abortion pill because, like we said, in order for the abortion pill to be approved, they would have had to treat pregnancy like a disease. So you had a flawed base to begin with on approving abortion, giving FDA approval to the abortion pill. The Trump administration has the authority to look into that and actually try to reverse it. And that could save thousands of preborn children.
Not just in Texas.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even in California. Like, California would be kicking and screaming if that happened. I was going to say there's nothing
no sense. Makes no sense. But
yes. I was going to say there's nothing that California could do about it. But here's been the abortion industry's response.
Yes.
As we're seeing, like Texas really take the lead on cracking down on abortion pills. And this isn't necessarily the direct response to Texas, but they see the writing on the wall with the Trump administration that mifepristone, the one that kills the preborn baby, abortion pills required, chemical abortions require 2 pills. The first is mifepristone that kills the preborn baby by starving him or her to death. And misoprostol is the second drug that the woman takes and that expels the child from her body. So with the 2-pill kind of regimen, we could, if the FDA rescinded approval of mifepristone, the one that kills the preborn baby, then we're still left with misoprostol, and that's used for other purposes like miscarriage treatment, for example. And so the abortion industry is saying, okay, if they take away mifepristone, we will just prescribe or we will just push and sell misoprostol only, that second pill that expels the child. But remember what I said just a second ago, that it was 2 pills. The first pill kills the child. The second pill expels it. If the second pill is the only one being used, that means in order to use this, you are giving birth to a live baby in order for that baby to just die instantly out in the open there.
Yeah. So we're talking about children somewhere between 8 to, wow, we've heard as far as 15 weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean,
talking about the effects it would have on the woman. I mean, we know currently when women are getting these pills from websites in the mail, even if they happen to be able to go in person by going out of state, they are not prepared for seeing the fetus or the baby looking like a baby and it being already dead. And so when we consider this situation and the baby comes out and you can see the heart beating and then you can see this heart slowly stop beating, I think we are not ready for the psychological trauma that this is going to cause.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important to note that abortion pills by FDA standards can be used up to 10 weeks. And at that point, the baby already has eyes, little hands and feet, a heartbeat, brain waves. Child looks like a child because he is a child. But the abortion pill websites, they don't operate by FDA standards. They'll sell you abortion pills pretty regardless of how far along you are in pregnancy.
I mean, at that point, most of these women are either making a guess,
Right.
Or you can lie.
or lying.
Yeah.
There's no verification. There's no ultrasound. It's whatever date the woman puts in. And we've heard testimony of the Texas legislature of testimony from pregnancy center directors seeing cases where women will say, I'm past the 10 weeks, I'm 15 weeks. Even there was one story of a 20-week pregnant woman saying, I'm this far along, and they still got sent the pills. Yeah.
The abortion websites don't care. Even though they know, like, this really is not good for you to take this late in pregnancy, they'll still sell them to you.
And I know you're talking about the strategy in response to the FDA and at the federal level, but I do want to make a note what this means for Texas, because we have the Women and Child Protection Act. Misoprostol would still be included under the Women and Child Protection Act because our bill is pretty broad in our definition.
Yes.
We use the term abortion-inducing drugs, and so that would include mifepristone and misoprostol and anything else that comes up with
any other new pill they invent or any herbal concoctions that might be intended to cause this. Like, yeah, we didn't narrow it down to just. Yeah, I did ask that specific question. Like, did we name the meds or did we make this defined as what it does?
Both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both. Let's cover all the bases.
Exactly.
As our team is good.
Exactly. And so with the approach for if the Trump administration rescinds FDA approval for mifepristone, like, yes, that's going to save tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of babies. But the abortion industry adapts and they say, okay, we're going to use misoprostol only now. And so there's going to have to be multiple efforts to stop these abortions. And of course, let's not forget, Congress can still do something. We're not putting all of the pressure or all the responsibility on the Trump administration. Everybody has to do their part to save preborn children. That includes Donald Trump with his executive power. That includes Congress with their legislative power. That includes us at the state level and everyone at the cultural level to save children from abortion.
Yeah, because we're still talking about an issue that a lot of women in Texas think they still somehow lost a right. Abortion. Roe v. Wade was decided in Texas. Texas has quite a bit to atone for on this issue. There's no women of childbearing age who weren't told their entire lives that this was their right.
Definitely.
So we've got some cultural consequences here that we're going to have to work past, whatever.
We really are like making headway though. Now Texas is the strongest pro-life state in the nation. We are the first ones to go after the underground abortion industry in an effective way. So yes, we have a lot to be ashamed for that Roe v. Wade came out of Texas. We have a lot to be proud of too, that we're leading the way for the entire nation to turn the tide. But it's not going to be overnight. We have to keep working at this.
Okay, friends. Obviously, there's still a few things left to be done. Also, there's supporting your local pregnancy centers, too, because this always leads to an influx of more women needing resources and heading to your local pregnancy center. So you should be ready to help out somebody by knowing where they're at. Links below. Also, come see Seth Gruber. He's a pretty awesome guy. I look forward to talking to him. We're going to sit down and talk to him in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So come see Seth Gruber, celebrate the Women and Child Protection Act getting passed, and party with your closest pro-life buddies. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, find your local pregnancy center, support them. Links below. We'll see you in next episode, 2 weeks. Gala, 3 weeks. See you above.